Good morning and welcome to Moopsy in the Morning for January the 23rd, 2024, first day of the 14th anniversary party. Yay! Well, it will be shortly. Not quite yet. Got a few things left to do today before we get that, like get through the patch and the update. I noticed we pre-patched last night, so that was kind of cool, or yesterday afternoon, whenever that was. Courtesy of Mr. Hey, we're going to have a freezing rainstorm all night starting at like 10 o'clock. My classes were canceled last night, and then here in scenic Indiana, we just had rain. No freezing rain, so it's reasonably safe out there. It's nothing exciting. But it did mean that I was home last night. It's Tuesday. Badum-tish. Does that make it Moopsy Day? Well, Moopsy doesn't chew, does Moopsy? Moopsy melts, dissolves. It's something day for Moopsy. Let's see, let me make sure I've got everything turned on here. I am not at work today for reasons. Mostly going out to look at a new house. So Id and I may be on a little earlier than originally planned to do a special show. We will see. We'll see how the day goes. Technically, I should be working this afternoon, but you know what? Since my entire schedule is just completely foobarred, I may just work extra tomorrow night and Thursday night and Friday night and worry about it later, and Saturday and Sunday. All right, so I was horrified to wake up and discover I have both destroyed dreadnoughts and destroyed Borg ships. The horror! The horror! Whatever shall I do? Yes, I realize this means we get to go do stuff. I haven't even looked at the other account yet. Let's take a look here. See if there's anything momentous on the other one. Yesterday was all ground on the account, so it was nothing exciting. Horror and dreads and Terran ships. Oh my goodness. Sounds like we've got some stuff to do. Let me take a look at this account. All right, Chris, I want you to know that I saw something yesterday as I was going to bed. It was involving silverware and what you do to it. I was describing the technique, and I'm reading it as, and then you polish the silverware, because I've been paying way too much attention to Chris and not to polish. So, why do we have to have the words spelled the same way? It took me a few minutes to realize what was going on in my brain. Oh, yeah, no, this isn't about Chris. This is about silverware. That was horror, not anything else there. This one is kinetic damage in space, disruptor damage in space, and 120 D1 arthropods. Well, I guess we can probably come grab this tune later, too. But we're going to start over here. Let's see. Ooh. Let's see, what else is Lobie? The new costume, I believe, is Lobie. If you are a Picard... Is it a Picard costume? I think it is a Picard costume. It's vaguely reminiscent of Lower Decks. And I wish we would get the cool leather jackets from Picard, because I thought those were much cooler. I realize you can buy them in real life. Maybe I'll have to treat myself to one of those. Though they were not inexpensive. All right, Chris, going to send you an invitation here. You want to do Terrans first or Borgies first? And does anybody else want to join us? See who's out there. I'm out there, apparently. Razul's out there. Hi, Razul, if you're out there and listening. Ooh, Scissor Lizard is on today. Wow. A name from my past. Let's make sure that invitation went out. There we go. It didn't. New mouse, and I have to click it slightly harder. I need to go in and adjust that. I also cut the daylights out of my hands yesterday, so I'm a little off here. No, don't worry. It wasn't anything major. It was just... I was doing tons of filing yesterday, pulling out the old 2023 records and getting ready for 2024, and a million little teeny tiny paper cuts. All right. Well, let's see what happens. How many Terrans do you have to do, by the way? How many, though? Oh, cool. Jupiter Eratus, or Jupiter Eratus. Seems like... Oh, we only have it on normal. Okay, fine. And it'll queue us up for a little hive onslaught while we're at it. Excuse me. It could be worse. It could be the little tiny paper cuts all over my hands and then being required to go and prepare lemonade for a crowd. Wee woo? Okay. So many, many years ago, I was down in Florida, and one of the things we were going to do is swim with the dolphins, which is in a saltwater environment. And I had basically done the same thing the day before. Actually that morning, I paper cutted the heck out of my hands, and I'm thinking, great. Swimming in a saltwater tank with open wounds. And to my surprise, it was actually great. It didn't sting at all. I have no idea why that happened. Oops, yep. Aggro mom.
I admire your strength.
Forgetting to turn on the aggro in the morning. Trying to decide who's going to go take on the Borg King first. It's probably going to be this account. Okay, it looks like I got my 3 dreadnoughts. Ooh, came in right on right on top of the pickle. Wish there was an auto take. Take everything. So I don't have to keep clicking through all this.
Your efforts are futile. Destroy this vessel, and I will claim another.
Ooh, I don't have anything cool on this one.
Accept the gift of assimilation.
I am eternal!
do not think that word means what you think it means. Well, I got 21 of my Borg ships, and I did get my 3 dreadnoughts. Go ahead, Cliff. We will be here. We will be back later. Hi, Mr. Dave. How are you, dear? Welcome. Bad Borg lady, go boom. What the heck am I listening to? Listening to my other channel here. Let's shrink you out so you stop making noise. Am I ready for the event today? Heck yeah, I am. Okay, it's not entirely coincidental that I scheduled my house inspection for this morning, and it just happens to end about the time that the patch should end, if I did my math right. No, Musin, I did not. I will go look right now. Very nice. Unless you meant that as a grim warning. Please don't tell me that was a grim warning. 'Tis indeed. Oh, Chris, how did we get unteamed? Let's try that again. So yes, Mr. Dave, I'm totally ready. I'm going to go do my house inspection. Me, my son, one of my co-workers. Ooh, congratulations. Software tester walks into a bar, runs into a bar, crawls into a bar, dances into a bar, flies into a bar, jumps into a bar, and orders a beer, 2 beers, 0 beers, 9 beers, a lizard in a beer glass, -1 beers, Quiritiap beers. Testing complete. A real customer walks into the bar and asks where the bathroom is. The bar goes up in flames. Yep. Testing in a nutshell. Patchouli just sent me a message that says team invites after patch only for a Wolf 359 or new episode. That doesn't make sense. Unless that's what he's doing. That could be then. Because I can't imagine they disable team invites except for those 2 things. Hey, it's every testing team. Always happens. Alright, Chris, let's go do Jupiter Eratus. And get us some of those. Them there are Terrans. Did you get your dreadnoughts, by the way, Chris? We will? No, that was not a question for you. Oh, other than the dreadnoughts. Didn't you say you had dreadnoughts? Well, they don't have a lot of excuses not to have this one pretty debugged. They've had enough time. But if you've got fewer testers, it gets to be more problematic. I don't know. I think that might just be Patchouli saying that. Didn't they already say that a few new things that arrived today are going to be bugged? Of course, something's going to be bugged. My guess is going to be some of the ship visuals are going to be bugged, because they were still kind of putting together ships at the last moment. But the episode shouldn't be too buggy. Ground gear like one of the traits or something. Well, that's not going to bother you, Chris. And honestly, I'm very happy with my ground setup, so it'll be a while before I get around to playing with it. Unless we decide to do the new episode and the new TFO and then start playing with the new toys. But we won't get the new toys tonight. And I'm not buying them out.
Here they come. All ships, battle stations.
Well, welcome into
What was that?
All ships, engage the
What was that thread there, Miss Kumarki?
Enterprise. Define. Take some ships and take her down. The rest, stay alert. This isn't over yet. Picking up more ships through the rifts. Close if you can. Activate the hollow projector.
Let's see, well, I'm over at Alpha, so... sorry, I'm over at Gamma, so I'll stick around here.
As best you can. We've got hostiles on the station. They're breaching our system.
So that's interesting. It's not letting me fire while I'm in the rift.
Those rifts aren't going to close themselves.
But I did plan for tonight. I made a big pot of chili yesterday. I made some cornbread. I don't have to get up except to go walk the dogs a couple of times, so we will get home from doing the inspection, feed my son some lunch since he's helping me with the inspection.
The ships at Jupiter Station. Terrans now control projector beta.
And I will be on.
You need to get those rifts under control. You need to get those rifts under control.
And what is that, Musin? Boy, does this ship feel slow all of a sudden. Oh, okay. I mean, I know the ship is slow, but that feels really slow. That's what I usually have. Ah, there are many things that are now public domain that were not a year ago. Do we need help over at Beta, do you think? Oh, yeah, let's go help Beta out. Beta's not having a good day over here.
It's under control. Need to clear out the ships at Jupiter Station.
There we go.
Taking control. Projector beta. Need to clear out the ships at Jupiter Station.
Alright, I'm going back home to Gamma. Come over to help out the neighbors, and they just go over and start terrorizing my house. How dare they?
Rifts aren't going to close themselves.
Oh, hush.
Control Projector Gamma now. Projector Gamma is ours. Terrans now control Projector Beta.
It's interesting.
Need to clear out the ships at Jupiter Station.
Gosh darn it, why won't that rift close?
Rifts under control.
Let's see if that helps. Avatar of Wind 359 has rated us with a party of 5. Good morning, Avatar of Wind. I hope you've had a winningly awesome morning. Guys excited for the new ep drop today? I am.
Rifts aren't going to close themselves.
So I know they've got some audio clips from Best of Both Worlds that they're going to be dropping into this. So we do get a little Patrick Stewart in the game, but again, it's just clips.
You still here, Grandma?
Seriously? Oh, there we are. Okay.
An hour gateway was annoying. Speaking of annoying, did you like to look back?
And how are you guys doing today?
Enterprise is left near Projector Beta.
I can't remember what team we had doing this the other day. I want to say Augie was with it.
Give up already.
Because it's always fun to have Augie on your team and watch things just melt. But it was a big team, you know, an Augie-style team. And we got Killy down to zip. She just wasn't surviving it. Bye, Killy. Who's gonna get it next? What do you think, Beta? Alpha?
The Enterprise is near Projector Gamma.
Yeah, we have, but let's see. It was the museum ships, right? Let me target it then. Come on.
Don't even try to catch me.
The Enterprise is going for projector out. The Enterprise is going for projector out.
Seeing at Excalibur had voice clips for each character who warped in. Oh, that's right. Thank you. I had completely forgotten about Excalibur, because I don't play it very often.
Invincible. Give up already. Don't even try to catch me. Well done. We sent the Terrans home with a message. If you
Chris, did you get your 30 Terrans, or whatever you needed? Omar Hawkman, I play every episode on every character, which is going to be slightly more challenging than it used to be. I'm not building any more characters for a while. Or I'm going to retire them. But yeah, it's just some of these I will play over and over and over and over and over and over and over. Mr. Dave, it's going to be a long week at work. I find myself wishing this sidetracked were over faster. I'm worried about needing to someone's account at the bank. Not sure if I'm made for finance. Finance is tough. Bookkeeping is easy. Finance is looking at that big picture, and I realized super quick that I'm not designed for finance. I'm going to take this ship out of here because it's getting too noisy. I have my other account open. That's that background noise that you're hearing. Good. Now he's out in sector space, and that'll be a little quieter. Let's see. I still have 9 Borgie ships to do. So if you don't mind, let's queue up for some more Borgies. Let's see. 9. Is that Kittimer? Are you up for a little Kittimer vortex there? And does anybody want to join us? Problem right now for me is coming into this anniversary event. Most of the new episodes are running about an hour if you're going to play them all the way through and pay attention to the dialogue, though Taken by Surprise actually runs an hour. It's really hard to F through a lot of it. And doing that on 48 tunes when you're also trying to collect the little Omega things, because this is the only time I can collect Omega things. So I'm trying to figure out what's going to be the easiest way to jump through stuff, because normally I'd play the episode on a billion tunes and just turn them in. And that way it's just a click. So I think I'll do something equivalent in going through all of the Omega dailies and just get up to having to do the last one and have the ship in place and click on that one, and that'll start the timer. And then I still get the Delta points, or the Omega points. Wee-woo? Wee-woo, Chris? Last year I resolved to do 100 of each Omega on each account each day. Which can get a little time consuming, but you know, it's a month without sleep. Pfft, easy peasy. And now I've got the dog snoring. I don't know which is worse. Gorn in space or dog snoring. Oh, I forgot to mention this. Fleet party this Saturday. I will put put it up today on the announcements after I get home. Speaking of getting home, it is still raining like crazy, so the dogs at 7 o'clock will be looking at me going, eh. Walks are overrated.
More drones are headed for the time vortex. Stop them.
Ooh, I do not think so, Mr. Simulator. Have to get back to that transformer now. So I finally finished equipping my Klingon with Zatvash cannons on a Romulan ship, which I think is a nice blend of stuff. It's got enough pew-pew, it's got enough speed, it's got enough maneuverability. It has a huge amount of fun. Now everybody race to the other side!
picking up some strange reading. Something is deep. I know the wrong.
Well, yeah, we have gotten a little OP, Cliff. Do you want to send me some probes? So it's kind of an older school map. I mean, it's not as old school as the original Borg ground ones were. But it's one, again, that emphasizes where working as a team is much more effective than everybody figuring out what they're going to do on their own. Targeting would be nice, though. There it is. Eh. Well, that was fun. Chris, I'm going to kick you off the team, or I'm going to kick me off the team here real quick. For reasons. And we're back on my other account now. I'm always the only one stopping the Borg ships from going through the portal. Yeah, there are days I feel that way. And then somebody else is feeling the same way and they're racing all over there. Let me get off of this one. What have I got? I've got kinetic damage and disruptor damage on this one in space. Which is good for some things. Yeah, we'll do those later. Let's see if Complicados has anything. Nope, that's all plasma, and she doesn't have any disruptors. Chris, how would you feel about doing, some patrols? Because I've got a Klingon who's got both the kinetic and the disruptor damage, but I don't have anything that's Federation. But we could do a private for patrols. Can we do private for patrols? No, we can't. Private's only for that. Can we make a private team and do patrols? No, we can't. Or can we? If we make a private team, can we do cross-faction patrols? Or is it only cross-faction TFOs? Oh, heck. Let's see if I've got another tune in here who can do it. Okay. That would be interesting, but let's do that. Let me get back here onto Gornalicious. My other account, I've got them, but I don't have these endeavors for the day. All right, let's see. I only have a little bit of kinetic. Let's do that one, and that should give me enough kinetic. I got plenty of disruptor. We're good there. Have a taste for anything? Or would anybody like to join us for a private TFO? If anybody out there wants to join us, Avatar of Win, if you and anybody in your team wants to join us, you're always welcome to. This is... Yeah, we can do SB1 alone. I was just seeing if there's anything else out there. This particular tune isn't lacking for firepower. Once more, onto the breach, dear friends, once more. Quite so, Cliff. I was going to say, that's very erudite for 6:45 in the morning, but you're not at 6:45 in the morning, you're like at noonish. Okay, well, Defense of Starbase 1 it is. Yeah, I woke up. I went to bed about 8:30 last night because I knew it was going to be a long day and life had changed yesterday. Woke up, decided I could go make some coffee and I'll get up a few minutes early and the dogs will like it. Looked at the clock. It's 1:45 in the morning. No, I'm not getting up this early. $11:42 and I just fed my horse Cliff. I'm jealous and I want to be you when I grow up.
Here they come.
Do you like the turn radius on this ship? Oh, dang, I was going to be so jealous. One of my bosses, since I have 4, sometimes 5 bosses, depending on how you look at it, one of my bosses raises horses. So it's not unusual for him to, call up in the morning going, hey, somebody forgot to close the barn door, got to go and adjust things, or we got a horse that's sick, or somebody's bringing a new horse today, and that is a very common excuse for, not excuse, but reason that he's not in at a certain time. So yes, having to go feed your horses is not a statement I hear infrequently. So I live in Indianapolis, which is, a fairly big city. We have a sports team or two, we've got skyscrapers, we've got a lot of businesses, we've got industry, and right on the periphery of all of this is farmland. Lots of farmland. And that's one of the reasons I actually love this place. Yeah, sort. What have we got to salvage? Yeah, I think I can salvage a few things there. Too many toys on the field.
There's a break in incoming warp signatures. We may have a short amount of time before more arrive. Reading some heavier ships incoming.
Do we get snow here? Yes. As a matter of fact, we had snow last week when it was 4 below 0 Fahrenheit, which is cold AF on the centigrade scale. And it's now 33 and raining, so all that snow is melting. We're a little south of the big snow belt in the States. but because of jet stream patterns in the weather, a lot of wet air comes up from the Gulf of Mexico and hits the cold fronts coming down from Canada, and sometimes we're on that line. More often than not, we're south of that line. So where Chicago might, like last weekend, they had 12 inches of snow, we had 2 inches of snow. That said, my dogs, however, when it was 4 below zero, explained to me that, no, we don't need to go outside. Thank you.
Cover.
2 to 4 weeks for your snow sink. That's about the same as here. I always tell myself, oh, we had so much snow when we were growing up. And then I go look at the pictures and, nah, it's about the same. But I'm 200 miles south of where I grew up, and that 200 miles makes a difference. But after last week, and being 4 below zero, my brain was going, you know what? You could move to the south. Yes, they have bugs. Yes, they have hurricanes. Yes, they have other things. But it's not 4 below zero. Well, one of our fleetmates lives in Alabama, which is kind of a new industry center, tech center in the U.S.
To prepare for the next assault.
Yeah, bugs. Oh, Lafayette, you can get out of there by yourself.
Here come the Klingon battleships. Keep fighting.
Watch, the Lafayette will complain, we need help. Me, 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 me. Oh, they didn't. How nice. Oh, gosh darn it, you just launched.
Give them cover.
The Lafayette didn't even see a single Klingon ship the whole time, and no. You have to wait till the last minute they launch, and then they complain. Meh. Exactly, Cliff. Speaking of bugs, so I grew up in Illinois, which has got bugs, and Michigan, which has got bugs, but, you know, they're your mosquitoes, your horseflies, your deer flies, chiggers. If you don't know what chiggers are, they're little, almost microscopic insects that get underneath your skin and are incredibly itchy, which we have here. But I'm thinking, okay, I'm not allergic to any of those particularly. All is good with the world, and I go to Hawaii, not thinking the insects are completely different there. And the insects are completely different there. And I blew up like a balloon. Just when I first discovered the joys of carrying anti-itchy stuff. Diphenhydramine, whatever that's called.
That'll hold them off for now.
Anti-allergens? What do you call anti-allergens? There's a real name for it. Antihistamines. Thank you, Chris. That's the word. Good. The person who isn't from the U.S. remembers the word. Thank you, Chris. And I was wearing a ring that my parents had gotten me. I was like 16. And they had to cut the ring off my hand because my hands had swollen up so much from a little bug bite. Well, thank you, Cliff. So I did indeed get my damage. Big surprise there. And all I have left is D1 arthropods. But we got about 8 minutes left. Chris, you got a taste for doing anything else? I can get back on a Federation tune and we can do patrols or another TFO or anything you want. Destructible torps. How many do you need? Three. Should be able to do that in, we could do Azure Nebula, because I think that's basically time gated. We should be able to do that in a board TFO. Yeah, that's life. It's the days when 15 minutes has gone by, but it feels like hours. Those are the bad days. Those are days when I'm in meetings. And it's just like, why do we do this meeting every week? Which is tomorrow, actually. No, Thursday. Thursday's meeting. Chris, Borgies, or Romulans? Meetings, the practical alternative to work. Yeah, it will. Tell you what, let's reteam here. Oh, we're still team for private. Let's try Infected Conduit. You should get some torpedoes on that one, though. Okay. If you only need 3, this should work.
The situation is grim.
Of course, the situation is grim.
Begin by
Yeah, I don't have to leave here till 7:30 today. That's not entirely true. I have to leave here when we're done here. The situation is bland. Yeah, it sure is. Since it is Tuesday and I need to go get me a coffee, but I don't need to leave to go to the house until 7:45, 8 o'clock.
scanning the nanite transformer. Done. Additional data is available.
The situation is painted beige. Oh, that's an interesting concept. Mar Hawkman says the situation is grim. Our supply of blood wine was stolen by the Borg, and if we don't get it back before dinner, there will be a revolt among the ship's crew. and the aftermath might trigger a full-blown civil war. Good point, but my thought is, drunk Borg. Not to worry. Don't worry your pretty little head over it. So I'm hitting my keybinds on all this stuff and just realized, oops, wrong keybind set. My two accounts have two different sets. Cliff, you should really feel sorry for the Borg because there's just the two of us doing this. Curious. As the cube slowly starts to turn, thinking, maybe this wasn't the best idea I've ever had.
Census confirmed that the trend.
Hey, Chris, did you get your torpedoes? It wasn't our fault the Borg Queen made us do this. You know, we were going to stay home, but she said we had to come do this. Well, I'm glad to hear that. Wasn't our fault. right. Let's see. Well, we got some decent loot stuff out of that one. Alright, so here's the game plan, folks. This is what I tell my dogs every day. This is the game plan. I'm going to go get a coffee. I might walk the dogs and then go get a coffee. It looks like the rain's letting up for a moment. Then I'm coming back here. Then I'm going to go look at my house, which is going to take 4 hours. Then I'm coming back here. And I'm going to get on. Ed and I are planning to do the new episode and the new TFO as a private live stream, because we actually wanted to run through all the dialogue and listen to it and not talk over it. But if you would like to join us, as long as you promise to not talk over the dialogue the first time we do it through, you're welcome to join us. And I'm not sure when that's going to be, 1:30, 2 o'clock, so maybe in 6 hours? In theory, my house thing should be done at noon. Don't know if that's the case or not. Then I'm going to take my son out to get some lunch, and I will be back. No problems, Chris. You get some sleep, and we'll be here. And if not, let's see, that's only like, 7 o'clock your time. But then again, what am I saying? I went to bed at 8:30 for the last 3 nights. Thanks. It's just the house inspection, and on preliminaries, it looked fine. I'm taking somebody from work who is like one of the best electricians in the entire state and possibly in the country. And he offered to come in at my boss's request to just check out everything. But at least it's raining, which is a great day to look, because you can tell if there's roof problems and you can tell if there's sewer problems. So yay. All right, everybody, I'm going to see you guys in about 6 to 7 hours. Have a great day if you're not able to join us for the show a little bit later. And we may run the show for a couple hours, take a break, and then come back with the night show. We will see. So everyone have a great day. And as we say around here, stay moopsome.